All right, thank you so much. Here, the program still this morning on ITV on independent television. Now, if you go through major newspapers this morning, and perhaps you went through yesterday, you would have read very, big headlines that will attract your attention as it relates to the fear situation in Nigeria today. And we understand that things seems to be getting worse. I mean, yesterday, fuel was sold for like 400 naira, 480 and all that. But this morning now, fuel is already sold for 600 naira and 700 naira in some states. And everything points down to what Mr. President said. Now, for the average Nigerian, we are beginning to explain what Mr. President meant and what he did not mean. Anyway, we've got the Secretary of IPMA, that's the Independent Petroleum Marketers Association of Nigeria, Edo State chapter here, Mr. Osolase Sivano. So you're welcome to the program this morning on ITV. All right, now. So what is the situation? Because for Mr. President to say that subsidy era is gone, no more subsidy in Nigeria, and in less than 24 hours, the situation changed. What is going on?
Good morning, viewers. You know, my dear, let me explain to you about this subsidy issue. Subsidy, that explanation, that pronouncement by the president, it was expected. You understand? So, for instance, when they were campaigning, they mention of this subsidy removals. And subsidy removal, which is a welcome development. The last time I came to this studio, I mentioned it. Let them deregulate. If there is deregulation, everybody will come out and have their products. But this panic buying and the way people were rushing, increasing this product, a week before this time, all the private farms was shut down. No loading. Probably they heard this news. They were not selling tickets to the independent marketers who were coming to buy. So at the end, the one they bought that was on the ground, if you discover that if the subsidy is removed today and the price of petroleum product goes to 600, who is going to bear that gap? All marketers will go to loss. They go into loss. Because imagine, a ticket from NNPC now is 8.55.
What do you mean by 8.55 now? 8
million, that is ticket to load one ticket in NNPC.
From the dump, from the depot.
From the depot. Yeah. 45,000 litre is 8,055,000. You understand?
As it is now.
As it is, that was as at last month.
Okay.
NNPC has not come up now to tell us this is what the market had to sell. What are they going to sell? What are the depot retail price?
All right, now, the IPMAN is part of the distribution chain now.
Yes.
There's no doubt about that.
Exactly.
Now, the accusing fingers will always go to IPMAN now. That's the independent marketers now.
Yes.
Because for the president to kind of reiterate that, look, by my inauguration now, there's no more fuel subsidy. We understand all the stories about the Petroleum Industry Act and all that, that after that bill was signed into law, that 6 months after then, Nigeria is supposed to have stopped fuel subsidy and all that. Now, for the president to say that there's no more fuel subsidy, and immediately, petroleum marketers, fuel marketers swung into action and they started hoarding the product. Is it not inimical? Is it not, criminal?
There we know. Nobody is ready to hoard. If you have a product you sell, I'm explaining to you what happened. If they increase the product today, you understand? The difference of what they bought, who is going to account for it?
No, are you saying that the product, that the marketers don't have the products now?
Presently, probably some people has their own on the ground, and when they hear about this deregulation, they want to remove the subsidy. the price will definitely go up more than what they bought.
No, we are talking about the stock that you have.
Yes.
If you had a stock,
yeah,
and of course, even if the announcement was made, does that necessarily translate to you increasing the price of the stock that you had? I mean, it's only assumed that you would have sold that first before you, even if you now go and load again before you.
That is what the Ipman chairman said, that every marketers that has their product should sell off all what they have. He told all the marketers, and we are having a meeting.
Are they complying with that now?
What they did, there are, sometimes you see, there is out of 100, we must see some elements that are known. There are some people who are selling, at normal price, 205. Go to most of the stations. Some of them are selling 205.
But I've not seen. I mean, I passed almost 4 major filling stations
if you go to First by that Illinois, they are selling 205.
When? Yesterday?
As at yesterday. In Kobahi, they were selling 205. You understand? When I came back from Lagos yesterday, I bought 600. In Lagos. From a dependent marketer. If you discover, look, this deregulation, what we are telling the federal government to do, before you do regulate, put this refinery, put them in order. So that we won't have the crisis is going to be fall on these poor people, not people that are selling. If you go to Akpakpaba now, from Akpakpaba to Bowoye, how much are they paying this money? 500. Was it supposed to be so? So the federal government ought to have come out to make sure they organize, make sure about 2 or 3 refineries are working before this subsidy can remove it. But now they pronounce it, and people use this word. When you say subsidy is gone, the president made mention of that phrase, subsidy is gone. But subsidy, before you remove subsidy, we have to sit down with the stakeholder and have a meeting with them before any issue that concerning the subsidy. Now,
when you say this, we've passed that stage now, because the petroleum industry bill has been passed into law.
Yes.
As we speak now, it's effective. Exactly. And of course, just like what I said a while ago, that after that bill was passed into law, 6 months later, we're supposed to be, removing the fuel subsidy and all that. So we cannot be going back to that the president is supposed to have discussions with stakeholders and all that. We have a petroleum industry bill that is enforced now.
Enforced, yes.
So, let's begin to look at ways we can help ourselves now, because from the look of things, fuel price may go as above 500 naira a liter if eventually we now even return back to having the product. The question is, can Nigerians afford to do that? Can they afford to buy that?
How can they afford to do that? That was the reason what I read yesterday, that they wanted to give license to most of the marketers to start importing. NNPC is so important of this product. And secondly, NNPC has not come up now to tell the marketer, look, this is what you will sell.
No, what NNPC wants to do, if they give license to people to import, then it's purely your business then. You are doing the importation, you pay the royalties to the federal government, to NNPC.
Yeah.
So whatever you sold at, it becomes your business. So
yes.
NNPC cannot tell you what you sell.
Yes.
At that moment, the business is now going to be competitive.
That is deregulation.
Yes, that's what we're saying.
That is what we are saying. If by tomorrow, Mr. A has a filling station, you are selling 190. Mr. B is selling 150. That 190, you won't go there to go and buy. Then when the 190, Mr. B that has no fuel in the station, you have no alternative than to go to Mr. B that is selling 150 to go and buy. If you go to all these mega stations now, you will see the queue there. You that is coming from, maybe you are leaving Ekewa Road to the office. Will you queue up? We are going to use the vehicle. Will you queue up for that to get that fuel, or you go to another place to buy?
I will go to where I will queue up.
So the hardship definitely is going to come. You understand? Definitely, we are going to. If at the time the President Jonathan wanted to remove this subsidy, by now we would have been able to adjust ourselves. But people fought against it, and now they are not removing the subsidy. And the period they are removing it, none of the refinery that is working. It is a pain to the poor, pains to the marketers. You understand? Who is going to bear the cross?
All right. What is the situation of things now? Ipman, your marketers, are they getting the products from depots?
No. That is what I'm telling you. Where do we source this product? We source this product from private depots.
So just by that, since that pronouncement was made,
the private depot were not selling even before the pronouncement. They were not selling to because they heard about the news. They were not selling. As at yesterday, in one of the company in Owara, were telling marketer to come and buy at 400
naira a liter.
A liter. So if you buy that 400 naira plus logistic, then you take it to Benin here. How will you sell it?
About 500, something.
That is the issue. If they want the marketers to shut down, you will see the effect of the marketers, which the Ipman chairman wanted to manage, to make sure he calmed down. We have a general meeting today.
Okay. Now, that general meeting, what is going to be the focus now? What do you intend to achieve in that general meeting?
The general meeting, as we are going, we have an agenda to talk to the marketers. They should be calm until they give us the sales in the private depot will determine the sales in the station. If they now tell us this is what to do, we will now let the government know this is the price. If government can follow us to the private depot and monitor this price for us, there is no need of saying sell. If the federal government said sell is also price, we cannot deviate from it. The marketer will not deviate. They will sell.
All right. A while ago, you said that the federal government is considering granting license to.
Yes. I read it through, I think, was it Punch or something?
Yeah, obviously, it's going to come to that because when we say deregulation, that's what it's going to come to.
Yes.
I mean, NNPC, the federal government through the NNPC now is going to grant license. Maybe they will even grant you one. You become one of the major importers.
Yes, if I'm buoyant enough.
All right. Now, if we have that situation, don't you, because we are still looking at, the issue of some sharp practices among some of your members now, Ipman members, the independent petroleum marketers. I mean, if the pronouncement was to be that, okay, you guys reduce your fuel price, I don't think if your members would have swung into action. The way they quickly swung into action when the announcement was that no more fuel subsidy.
I have explained to you the reason why that issue came up. Assuming now maybe you have a product, you get a product in your station, and you want to go into deregulation. And that deregulation, the price will not remain the same. There will be a margin which you are going to feel. You understand? That was why most of the marketers said, if we sell at this price as we buy, how can we meet up this margin? Already the private depot is selling 500. If where you bought at 220, then private depot is now selling at 500. So if you compare the difference from that 220 to 500, do you know the amount that I raise? Who is going to raise that money? So most of the marketer will be out for the business. You understand? That is the reason why most of them, but the people the other ones that had the human face, I think they were selling.
There are very few.
Few of it.
Very few.
Yes.
I don't think this morning, I don't know, yesterday I bought twice. I bought 480, I bought 500.
Okay.
So I know this, just like what I read on the headlines,
yes.
The situation is changing now. It's getting worse.
In Lagos, 600. I bought 600. I'm telling you, I came back from Lagos yesterday. I bought 600. You understand? In Port Harcourt, they are selling 1,000. So there is no way, even Benin, Edo State is even more lesser. In sales. Because yesterday I bought, when you look at people, when I came to Benin here, I want to go and fill my wife's car. I bought 400. I said, I bought 600 in Lagos. That is Lagos where the issue is, where we have private depots.
Okay, let us look at your internal workings now, the Ipman organization. Now, don't you have a task force? Because even you said it a while ago that some of your members are still selling for 200, 205, those that had the product before the announcement was made. Don't you have a task force that goes around to monitor, try to monitor the situation?
Those are the part of the meeting we are holding today. It was the last 3 weeks. The Minister of Oil and Gas invited Ipman, civil societies and major marketers. We were all there. Everybody was there. I told them, look, between now till the day of inauguration, before the inauguration, there were already,
the suspicion.
So the people, private depot were not selling tickets to the marketers. So I told them, look, you both should work to where this there is going to be crisis. So. You understand? So they heard me, and immediately the pronunciation of that subsidy is gone. Everybody flew up. How could that be? And they didn't understand that English. This subsidy is gone. Yeah, definitely is gone. But we know by July 1st that is still product from NNPC. People who bought product that is going to serve us to that period, to July 1st. You understand? Before the subsidy, actually, because there was no budget for the subsidy. You understand? So people capitalize on that issue to say, how will I make up meet up with my cash to buy another product? Because it was a private product. Marketer does not have problem. If the government want to help us, and secondly, you are talking about tax force. Yesterday, that day, we now said we will now go to what we arranged that period at every marketer, like the 3 senatorial district, Benin should be at least be selling 210. Ishan should be selling 230 because of logistics. Then a donut should be selling 240. We had this meeting with the Ministry of Oil and Gas to let them know that, look, let us manage ourselves. We never knew that this issue is going to, this pronunciation is going to come like, off like that. That was the reason. Then we now say we will set up task force to monitor, not to harass the marketers. When you get there, if you are selling maybe 220, we'll tell you, look, your mate is selling 210. Why are you selling it? Put it down to that 210. That was what we wanted to do before this issue came up. But anyway, it's part of our discussion today.
It's not too late. You can still do that.
Yes, by today we arrange and discuss those issues. Okay. How we can manage ourselves in the setup.
All right. Before we go down, now, a while ago you said that the private depots are not selling, but the federal government through the NNPC has told us that we have fuel that will last for the next 30 days now. So what is going on? Is it that the NNPC has refused to give the private depot this fuel, or that the private depots are not just selling?
No, private depot has product. They are monitoring the system. You understand? They didn't sell for, I said they told a marketer yesterday to go and buy 400, which I earlier said. If you buy 400 and the logistic transportation and all the expenses before it gets here, is it already 500 or something? So you look at what we are saying. They are not selling. Like yesterday in PPMC in Warri, they didn't load. They want to wait and hear what the Abuja will tell them to do. But presently, to let them know, this is the price, stipulated price you both should give out. We have DPRO here. We have weight and measure who regulate all these things. But when the regulation comes, I don't think those people will can control marketers. They can't control marketers. Is there anybody controlling people that are selling diesels?
No.
Diesel, you go to the station and buy diesel. If it is 200, if you see that who is selling less, you go there and buy.
The way you buy, that's how you sell.
That is how the fair issue is going up. It's still going to happen. So the issue is that blaming marketers, they should take marketers out from this issue.
All right, so Mr. Osala, we want to say a very big thank you for coming today. Because of time, I would have
Thank you for having me.
And we understand that you have all that schedule to go. So we just hope and pray that that's your meeting, that it becomes fruitful today, so that Edo people can be helped, because we need help as it relates to a fair crisis. All right, thank you so much for finding time to come on the show.
It's a pleasure.
All right, so the program still this morning on ITV, independent television from our Benin Network Center now. So we just take a short pause now. Just hold on, Mr. Osala said now. We just take a short pause, and the other segment will reach your way. Please stay tuned.